shut up, you listen to my monkey mouth. There's a companion when you got pun on the Kanoa route. Hopped in a portal and got in a fight. Elias knocked him out. Bow, Naruto fighting style. Bow, UFC he tapped out. Bow, we win, we get crowned. Monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the Armchair Mixed Martial Arts. We're doing our UFC 285 review today. This is Joshua as always, and y'all know Noe by now. He's been here a few times.
What up?
We're sipping on Thomason, getting a little loose. We might say something racist. Who knows?
I just might.
It's like, who's not represented in the room right now? Who can we talk shit about?
You know how I feel about fucking Albanians? No. Anyways, go on.
So what about Filipinos? Not quite Asian, not quite Mexican. Who knows? The Pacific Islanders, I guess.
Too ambiguous. I don't like it.
Water Mexicans?
Water Mexicans.
Said Mexicans of the Water Nation.
Yeah, it's not like as if fucking Mexicans weren't
It's like...
wet enough.
It's so silly. But, guys, UFC 285 was incredible. John Jones is back.
Yeah, he's back.
Bro, how motherfucking good did John Jones look?
Yeah, he fucking, when does he not look good? I mean, he's had his instances, whatever. I'm pretty critical
I
of
didn't
him.
think he looked that great against, like, Thiago Santos. There were a few fights towards the end of the 205 run where I was kind of like, eh.
I feel like he was just doing just enough.
Yeah, I think he didn't feel threatened at all. And I think he was just going in there, getting ahead, and doing just enough to win fights and keep himself safe because he didn't feel threatened. And it like wasn't even really real fights to him.
But hasn't he like commented on that? Hasn't he said that? Like he just fights at the level of his opponent?
Yeah, and that he likes to outperform them at the thing that they like to do.
Yeah.
But see, he didn't do that in this fight. He didn't try and out kickbox Cyril because he knew that he was in there with a real threat. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, a threatened John Jones versus like one that's toying with his food. Holy fucking shit, the difference, bro.
It's like a patient fucking Francis.
Wow. Yeah, right? Yeah. Bro, man. And so I've been calling John Jones the disputed heavyweight champion of the world because as long as Francis walks this earth, you can't say that title's undisputed because they took that belt from him. He didn't lose it. You know what I'm saying? He lost a fight with Dana White, so he didn't have his belt no more. You know what I'm saying? And so as far as I'm concerned, there is a dispute on that belt until it's settled between John and Francis.
I hate to say it, but do you really see it going any different than like the fucking
it's a whole different ball game. You can't just come rushing in on Francis like he did against Cyril. Motherfucking try and do that against Francis and see what motherfucking happens. See if he don't punch you in the chest and cave your whole body in. Like, bro, it's a whole different ball game when you're walking in there against, you're going against Cyril who's going to tip-tap you, and so you can go right in there and put your fucking face in his nuts, and he's not going to be able to stop you because he's not hitting hard enough.
True, but don't you think that
you try and do that
But don't you think Francis thinks the same? Like, this motherfucker's been taking down everybody he fucking puts his hands on. Don't you think Francis knows the threat that, like, if I miss this shot, then my ass is probably gonna hit the deck, and this guy's...
Yeah, I don't think that Francis would kneecap himself and not utilize his most advantageous weapon, right? Like at the end of the day, he's not gonna win a fight with anti-wrestling. He's gonna win a fight by bombing John Jones into the stratosphere. And so if you don't shoot your shot, you're not gonna land it.
Right.
You know
I mean,
I'm
just saying, bro, because
I mean,
a lot of times...
I don't know how he's gonna perform. I'm not Francis, right? But like ideally, like if I'm controlling the remote control, motherfucking, you're throwing uppercuts. We're throwing haymakers every time John gets anywhere close to us because if he's.
But yeah, but if
I think that
you miss one and you let John close the distance, like.
I think John Jones would fucking kickbox and stay really far away from Francis and get him really, really tired before he got anywhere close to doing what he did to Cyril. I think that he felt Cyril's power and was like, this isn't too big a deal, and was like, all right, I'm gonna go bully this guy.
I don't think Cyril hit him once.
Either way, he got the range, he felt it out, and like wasn't concerned, right? Like he's gonna have to be concerned when he goes in there against Francis, and if he isn't, he's gonna get done the way Alistair Overeem did, because no human is like capable of withstanding those. It's like everybody's walking into a tank fight, and he's dropping like 55 millimeter rounds from an AC-130, bro. Like, it's just completely unfair fight in whenever it comes to a firefight with Francis. And so, Yeah, I don't think that there's any. I don't think there's any human on the planet who can actually get hit square in the face by Francis with 4-ounce gloves and sustain it. I don't think that John Jones is impervious to getting knocked the fuck out by Francis at all.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I'm not a John Jones fan, but I don't think there's anybody that wrestles better than him at heavyweight.
Nah. I mean, like Tom Aspinall's good. Curtis Blades might be. There's Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades is that guy. But honestly, why would John Jones even attempt to wrestle with him? He would just kickbox him to death because he's so much better at stand-up fighting than Curtis ever thought about being, that he could just dominate that fight at kickboxing range.
I still think he's a better wrestler than him, too.
I mean, probably, right? That's the only guy who I can even put in that category. Like, when I think of guys who would maybe, I think maybe Tom Aspinall is one of those guys who's really good.
He's well-rounded.
Well, he's
Aspinall
really great jiu-jitsu. He grew up in a jiu-jitsu gym. His dad runs a jiu-jitsu gym.
I fucking forgot about that.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about his goddamn striking.
Yeah. People forget. That's why he can strike so confidently, because if you take him down, he's going to fucking strangle you. He's got that jiu-jitsu mentality where he can fight balls to the wall on the feet, because what are you going to do, take me down?
Didn't he stunned Volkov and then subbed him, right? Is that how that fight went?
Bro, I don't remember. He stings everybody. He throws really, really beautiful fucking combinations, bro. And he catches people at the end of his punches. Like, he's just technically really, really crispy, and he's a big guy, so it translates with lots of power, man.
So are we starting at the top and working our way to the bottom?
Yeah.
Like a countdown episode?
Yeah, so I'm definitely starting. I mean, you can't review John Jones's return and not start at the top of the card. You know what I'm saying? It's just this is the John Jones show as far as I'm concerned. We're gonna talk some more about fucking Valentina getting strangled and like the rest of the card and some of the other shit that happened, bro. But like, bro, this we're here to fucking celebrate the return of the motherfucking GOAT. People want to call Khabib the GOAT. Motherfucking John Jones got more title wins than Khabib had UFC wins entirely. No one has a resume that stacks up with John's, bro. And let's be real, any of these people that you want to call the GOAT, if you put them in there in the cage with John Jones strangles them. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to call a little 155-pound dude the GOAT, but the real life is that John Jones has, even if it's all the resumes are the same, who's the better human at the end of the day is what it comes down to for me. And like, John Jones is that guy.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone who's ever stepped in the octagon in the UFC who actually has a competitive advantage over John Jones at all.
No.
I don't think there's ever been anybody who's ever graced the octagon.
I think the closest thing to it was when he slept on Gus the first fight, but then he realized he made his, mid-fight adjustments, and then he's like, "Holy shit! Okay, this guy's fucking. I'm gonna have to put a little more effort. I'm gonna have to try a little harder than I anticipated for this fight." And then with the Reyes fight, everyone keeps saying Reyes won. This and that.
Whenever I watched it, I felt like Reyes won.
I guess he kind of,
I felt like Reyes won.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't like definitive. It was too up in the air, and it's just like, dude, it could have gone either way.
I mean, I wasn't mad about the decision. It was definitely one of those ones where, like, when they said it was John, I was like, got to take it from John. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where, like, I do fall on the side of you got to take it from the champ. If it's a fucking draw, bro, that's the champ's belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was suspect, like, bro, you got to go in there and, like, put a stamp on it if you're going to try and take that belt from that man.
Yeah.
It's how I've always kind of felt about it. So.
Did you anticipate the fight going the way it did? Jones and Gane?
Yeah. Yeah, I told the guys in my group text that he was going to break his arm in the first round. So he just choked him instead of broke his arm.
Yeah.
He could have flat-ass out molested Cyril Gane. There was nothing that guy could do. Like, it was straight up Big Brother bully mode. It was insane.
Did you see the look on Gane's face when John got up and walked away? It was just like he was staring at Jones walking away like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah.
And John called it. So, man, every time I see him training, I see him up looking pretty, kickboxing. I don't ever see him with someone bigger than him on top of him working his ass. I don't ever see it. He's not putting in the type of work that he needs to put into.
It makes all the difference, man. It really does.
Yeah, and old Stipe Miocic, he's game. I'm excited for the fight, but I mean, like, bro, John Jones is like that dude right now. He flat out was like, man, you probably ought to step away from firefighting if you're gonna try and fight me. Like, you need to dedicate every part of your being to beating me, because that's what I'm doing to you. I'm waking up and eating, breathing, sleeping, shitting Stipe Miocic every goddamn day between now and when we fucking fight. So if you're not doing that, you're going to lose, because I am going to calculatably be more prepared. straight up art of war shit. Like I can, with enough time and calculation, tell you who's going to win a fight. And if he's putting in that much more preparation, he's going to win. Yeah, I have professional fighter friends, and they flat out say you win the fight in the gym. And if he's putting in that much more gym time, that's where the fight's going to be won. It's flat ass out.
Yeah, it makes me kind of question the heavyweight division. The fact that, I mean, Stipe is fucking good, but the fact that you a guy that was a full-time fucking firefighter beat you, and a lot of these guys dedicate their whole fucking that's their career.
Well,
and not to say it's not
Stipe's been
Stipe's.
training his whole life.
Yeah. He's a fucking great wrestler.
And also he can train
Golden
while
Gloves
he's
boxer.
He can train while he's at the station too. It's like he's always training. He's always training. If people think that's if anybody has heard what I just said, reminiscing on what Jones said, thinks that Stipe isn't training every fucking day.
I know he
and
is,
getting ready.
but
Y'all are crazy, right? But there's levels to it, right?
Still,
Like,
dude, I don't know, man. I'm gonna fucking just
I'm not prepared.
pile on to what you had said. It's like, yeah, like John's training all the fucking time, 24/7. Like you said, he eats, breathes, shits it, and dude, I don't know.
I'm not prepared to discount the guy who's currently listed as the heavyweight GOAT. Right, he defended the belt more times consecutively than anybody. Then he won it back again, and so the guy is that dude at heavyweight for real. Like he's the guy to beat. And Francis is the guy to beat, but behind him it's Stipe. So, it's gonna be a good fight. John is saying that he's gonna finish him before they even get to championship round. So,
damn. The thing that concerns me is Stipe's age. Now I know everybody always says, heavyweights they can kind of keep it together a little later in their career because the
sometimes,
first thing
not all the time.
Yeah, but excuse me. They say the last thing to go is what? Strength?
Yeah. I mean, the old man strength. That shit gets stronger type shit typically.
Yeah. So I don't feel like speed is as. It's not like with the fucking smaller divisions where speed is the fucking killer in in the lighter weight classes. Where at heavyweight, honestly, I feel like a lot of it is technique can beat a lot of that shit. Where athleticism, I hate to say it, but it fucking wins a lot of fights in the lighter weight classes. Not to say that technique doesn't, but everyone that when they're fucking small is good. All the little dudes are all fucking all good and technical.
I would almost say that it's the opposite, right? Because at the lower weight classes, everybody's cutting 15 pounds to get where they're at. They're all top-notch athletes, right? Whereas
but their technique, they all got pretty fucking solid
but
technique.
what I'm trying to say is, I don't think that the athleticism is as big a determining factor in fights as is in heavyweight. There is no fight.
Oh, yeah, you got a point.
So there is no fight where there's a difference in athleticism like you saw between Tai Tuivasa and Cyril Gane at 155. You'll never see that.
Yeah, you got a point. All right.
So that's where the athleticism is that big a fucking difference at heavyweight, and that's where being a good athlete at heavyweight is the fucking thing to do.
I take back what I said.
I mean,
it's the booze, but yeah. You're actually 100% right. Where I guess the smaller dudes are all fucking athletic.
And so it all comes down to technique.
Yeah. We're but even still, the heavier fucking guys, they don't have to worry about being as fast as the smaller dudes. Where they can fucking just land one shot, knock you the fuck out. Where experience plays a big fucking role, your composure, your technique, also just knowing okay, this shit it's gonna get rough, but I gotta stay fucking calm, just not freaking the fuck out. And then yeah, man, I don't know what. I guess that's the thing with in the heavyweight division is I guess you can kind of keep a career together longer later. Because you can rely on.
It's one of those things where I feel like because there's less volume being thrown, because they're so big, and it takes more. We all have about the same amount of gas in us, so big people can't throw as much because it takes more gas to move the body around, right? And so they're literally getting hit with less. The times they get hit, it's more impactful.
Yeah.
But so I think that it's clear that it is better for your longevity to get hit with fewer single big shots than it is to get hit with lots and lots of little shots like they do in the lower weight classes.
Or
right?
what fucking
I think that more road miles, it gives you more MMA miles to get hit 100 times in a fight and make it all the way to the finish than it does to get binked one time. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the metric that we could probably work towards.
Yeah, I've been drinking.
Oh, I mean, you're on point. I'm just elaborating on it, right? I think that's the contributing factor of why the longevity is so different at heavyweight, right?
Yeah.
Because the volume is low, right? If they were getting hit 100 times a fight, they would be able to take on fewer fights, but they're not getting hit that many times because they're big guys and they're not throwing as much.
Who do you think plays the biggest threat to John Jones?
Francis.
Just because of sheer punching power?
Yeah, I mean Francis is walking around with like nuclear missiles for arms. I mean, bro, what he did to Francis, or what he did to Alistair Overeem was terrifying, bro. What he did to Stipe Miocic is terrifying, bro.
He stuffed his fucking takedowns.
Well, but just beyond that, like all I'm saying is that, like, bro, the fucking vicious ass power that human possesses is unlike anything else in the UFC.
Yeah, knocked him out with the fucking check hook. And, like, not to say that other guys can't do it, because, I mean, like, skinny fucking dudes like, what's his name, Ryan Garcia. But Ryan Garcia's a boxer, so that's just primary focus. But, you know, it was kind of a sloppy one, too. The one that Francis threw, when Stipe, like, rushed in on him.
Yeah.
It was kind of just like a feeler out.
Yeah.
And
he's just so massive.
He's fucking huge.
Yeah, and so that's the thing is that, like, man, yeah, the threat that his punching power represents.
But he's got to land a shot.
Well, John's got to get close to work his wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where it all comes in, unless John stays out in kickboxing range and just pisses Francis off. You know what I'm saying?
But John's also got the reach to fucking...
to do it. He could pick and poke and work at fucking kickboxing range. That's what I'm saying. It could work, right? But
not even just his fucking...
Surviving 25 minutes in the octagon with Francis Ngannou has to be one of the most terrifying things any human can do. Period.
And then, like, the second time he fought Stipe, I kind of felt like Stipe was like, holy shit, this is not the same guy I fought the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, his composure, like, also just... Even he was anticipating, okay, Stipe is expecting me to come out and blitz him, try to get him out. Or, like, you know, like, he's going to wait for an opening to shoot on me to try to tire me out. Like Francis knew. This motherfucker thinks I'm going to get tired. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, I prepared.
Yeah.
So, like, him moving... Who was it? Extreme Couture? Who was he working with?
I don't remember who he was working with at the time.
But he wasn't with Fernand Lopez anymore. The guy out of...
no, he ain't been with Fernand in a hot minute.
Yeah. But for specifically that fight, the second one with...
that's how him and Cyril had history.
Yeah. So you think... How do you anticipate the fight going with Stipe? Not Jones and Stipe, because that's coming up in July apparently.
I mean, you know, John is going to probably take as much time as he needs to get whatever reads he needs to understand where the path of least resistance to victory is, and then he's going to hit the gas and get there before 3. Like he said, listen, at this point, I'm a John Jones believer. He said that he was going to beat Cyril. He was going to use his wrestling. He was going to make it look easy. He beat Cyril. He uses his wrestling. He's going to make it look easy. He said he's going to beat Stipe in under 3 and under 4. He's going to beat Stipe in under 4. And I don't know what it's going to look like, but wherever John feels that he's got the strongest competitive advantage, he's going to hit that point and he's going to ride it to victory. That's what's going to happen. And I have all the respect in the world for Stipe Miocic, man. He's a great champion. I mean, I referred to him earlier as the heavyweight GOAT. I mean, and I think that's a title that he deserves, sincerely. You know,
Stone Cold Stipe, bro.
But yeah, I mean, Stone Cold Stipe indeed, bro. He's a beast, bro. I mean, the man walks into fucking fires and saves lives. He's got nerves of steel. He's a great boxer. Good, you know, really, you know, good enough wrestler. Like he's a really, really good, really, really, really great heavyweight, man. And but bro, I mean, John Jones is the fucking GOAT. And like, bro, what I saw the other night is like no one's gonna stop that guy. He's gonna. I mean, like, listen, I'm trying to like talk about this Francis fight. John Jones gonna beat Francis's fucking ass, bro. John Jones gonna beat Francis's fucking ass. He's gonna beat Stipe's fucking ass. He's gonna beat Sergey Pavlovich's ass. He's gonna beat the other big Sergey, the boxing Sergey. There's the polar bear Sergey, who just wrestled fucking Derek Lewis. Right. And then there's Sergey. I think Pavlovich is the boxer, and the other Sergey is the wrestler. And Sergey Pavlovich. Spivak. Yeah, Sergey Spivak is the wrestler, and he's going to beat his ass. He's going to beat everyone's ass, bro. Like, literally.
Sergey Karatanov? No.
I mean, bro, Tom Aspinall when he comes back. Curtis
Do you know who Sergey Karatanov is?
He
fought in Pride.
I feel like we talked about it before.
He fought in Pride, man. He's like old as shit.
That's
But
funny.
anyways, I'm just making it old. I'm
Yeah,
just naming
he's
every
gonna
Sergey I
fucking-
know.
He's gonna fucking start taking out the Gracies.
Let's fucking go after the Gracies.
But the point is
Fucking
that
Kent Shamrock, watch your fucking back.
yeah, I feel like he'd take on Ken and Frank at the same time, especially as old as they are now. But
Shamrocks.
But
Anyways.
yeah, so that's how I think it's gonna go. I think that John Jones is legitimately a fucking problem at heavyweight, bro. Like, wow. I think he can hold down the division for a few years. To be really honest, I don't like. I mean, here's the thing: is that they're all big old boys and they can all send each other to space. And so I think I think that's why we've never had a really like dominant perennial champion at heavyweight, because everybody packs that heat, bro. Everybody's walking around with A10s on their arms, so everybody can, and so people lose. You go to sleep because you go and you fight the top guys at heavyweight for long enough. Someone's going to catch you. It's just a matter of probabilities, and no one's impervious to the knockout power that's possessed at heavyweight. Not John. And so I don't know if he's going to be able to do some like crazy run that he did at lightweight or light heavyweight. But
I think he's gonna fight way more cautiously though. I don't think he's gonna fight the way he did at light heavyweight. Just considering the fact that he's like, these motherfuckers hit harder, they can probably knock me out, and I don't want to find out. And I mean, he did get clipped in light heavyweight. And
there were moments.
Yeah. Now, I mean, fuck, you can't avoid every shot. So
No. Like, you're gonna get hit. It's a fight.
right,
You know
but
what
do you
I'm saying?
think at some moments in light heavyweight, he's like, I want to stand with this guy. I want to kickbox with this guy. You think he's gonna be way more like cautious and conscious of that at heavyweight?
I think it's going to come down to how confident he gets. I think that if he wins another couple fights and like gets hit a few times and starts feeling like, this heavyweight power ain't nothing for me, he might start fighting more like 205 John Jones. But I think as long as he feels sincerely threatened by his opponents, he's going to find the path of least resistance to victory, and he's going to get to the finish as quickly as he can to minimize his risk. Right? I think there's a threatened version of John Jones who minimizes his risk by finishing fights now, and I think that there's an unthreatened version of John Jones who manages risk by just simply dominating fights with footwork and kicks and stuff. And so it's going to depend on how the next few fights go. If he gets clipped and wobbled and like experiences that fucking heavyweight thunder and has to really respect it, I don't think he'll ever try and go 5 rounds. I think he'll try and finish every fight, because the longer, and I think he's smart enough to understand that like it's a probabilities game at heavyweight, and the longer you're in there, the more likely it is that you get caught by a bomb. And so if you can finish the fight in 3 minutes every time, the chances of you getting bombed on are way lessened. And I think that he's smart enough to understand the matter of self-preservation and investing in his own longevity by trying to minimize that risk.
So you think he's gonna take the Mayweather approach that Mayweather took in boxing when he would go up in weight classes, where he became way more tactical? Not to say he wasn't when he was in lighter weight classes, but like when he was in lighter weight classes, Floyd was like, he wasn't like fighting guys like
that threatened him.
Yeah, where he was usually the same size, or if not maybe bigger, but Floyd was just knocking motherfuckers out when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, when he was under that little moniker. And then when he got up the weight into the bigger weight classes, he became way more defensive and way more methodical. Do you think John Jones is going to take the same approach? Like, he's going to go up in a weight class where he's like, okay, now I have to be way more conscious of I think
the same thing is going to happen, but I think the result's going to be different, right? Like, I think that the roles are kind of flip-flop, right? But also Floyd kind of started fighting to where he wasn't trying to knock guys out, 'cause he kept breaking his hands. He kept having to fight the guys in the bigger weight classes.
Yeah, we're just fucked up that everyone's always like, oh, he has brittle hands, or maybe he just hits really fucking hard.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he was having to hit, he was hitting these guys so hard that he was breaking his hands and it wasn't knocking them out. And so it's like, at some point, what's the point in trying to knock them out if your hands are going to give before they are? And so I think he realized that it isn't practical for me to try and knock them out. They're too tough. Let's just outbox them.
I just think it's funny that people are like, oh, fucking brittle hands. I'm like, dude. And then they make Floyd to be out like he's fucking 5'5". He's 5'8", 5'9", which is average height, no, for a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're fucking 6'8" or whatever, but.
No, I'm not that big. But he's not a shrimp. He's just not a goon. But to get to your answer, man, I think that John Jones is gonna it's a funky thing that I'm trying to communicate because, like, the way that he was fighting cautiously at 205 was by managing the ring and just riding out the fight. He wasn't ever threatened by him, and so he could just kind of big brother people.
Yeah.
Whereas now at heavyweight, I think he has to feel threatened, and I think that he's gonna try and get to his finishes as quickly as possible because he doesn't want to get caught by bombs. Everybody can.
Doesn't he only have one fucking fight left on his contract though?
Who knows? I mean, John ain't going anywhere. John's gonna fight UFC. That's his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not one of these guys that's like a flight risk. You know, them in the UFC will work out whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
Whatever.
I don't anticipate that happening. But more than anything, I'm just curious about how long he plans to like carry out his career. Also, another thing I wanted to ask is Jones and Stipe share a common opponent or common opponent like in Daniel Cormier. Now, granted, one of them lost to Daniel at least once, and also they both fought him at different weight classes. So
they also both finished him. Only guys ever to finish him. They were both the only guys to ever finish him
and beat him.
Are they the only guys that beat him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. So, I mean, obviously, elite caliber. But what was the question?
So, what I was actually getting to is, do you think that, like, plays any factor into, like, do you think the MMA math, like...
Nah, I think that MMA math is one of those things, man, where there's so many variables that go into, like, there's so many things that go into what happened that night. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys might have had a fucking bad cut. There's all kinds of weird stuff that goes on that makes bad nights happen for dudes. And so I always try and
right. A lot of people have a tendency to just kind of like completely dismiss the MMA math, and I get it. There's too many variables in the sport, period.
Oh, it's not completely dismissible.
Right. But what I was going to get to is, like, they share a common opponent. They both beat him. Granted, one of them lost to him. They both finished him, but do you think it plays a factor into Stipe and John's fight, like the way they're going to approach each other? Or,
well, I think that it's going to have to, right? Like, if you're a professional, you're absolutely going to review every microsecond of tape that y'all have between that shared opponent.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can go, I remember how DC did this, and I recognize him doing that to Stipe. This is how I responded. How did he respond? Right? Like, there's so many nuggets of truth that can be found by reviewing that tape and being sincerely critical of it, and seeing how they responded to movements that you're familiar with insofar as you've experienced them as well, and how that relates to how you move. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some really, really, like, fine, subtle information there where, like, it's difficult for me to articulate, but I know that if someone like John Jones watches it and does it intentfully, they'll be able to learn something that gives them at least some type of, intuitive insight into how they need to operate inside the octagon. And so it's going to have to play a role. There's going to be some effect. If it's going to be a huge effect, I don't know, but I think that at the bare minimum, there's going to be a subtle effect that it has on the fight, knowing that those two guys have fought. They're going to be watching those films and acting accordingly.
Good take. We're going to move on to the next one?
Yeah, man. Bro, so, man, I'm certain everybody is like, why the fuck is this guy in a poncho? We haven't even addressed it this whole time.
We just got back from Mexico.
Yeah, I went to Mexico on a cruise ship, me and my son and my family. It was a dope time. And I got this as a souvenir.
And a cock implant. No.
Got that Fuckatron 8000, know what I'm talking about? Got it for $72 and a fucking mule.
Fuck yeah.
But, what were we talking about? Mixed martial arts?
Yes, the poncho.
Why I'm wearing the poncho.
Fight.
So there are now 3 belt-holding champions in the UFC from Mexico.
Arriba.
And we're in Texas, and this was Mexico, right? It's just a matter of like who purchased what when.
Yeah.
But Mikey here, they call him a Mexican, but his family was here before the borders got redrawn. You know what I'm saying? He was here. His family was here whenever it was Mexico, and then it just became Texas around them.
Damn,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
just got here, bro. Shit.
But so the point is that there's a lot of pride. right? Like I love the Mexican fighters, and you know they're literally our neighbors, bro. Like we share a border with a few states and Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Like they're literally our neighbors, and so anytime that I've gone and seen Brandon Moreno fight, it's fun. Anytime that the Mexican fighters win, I feel like a certain little tingle of pride on the inside, right? They're like my peeps, and even though I am definitely an Anglo-Saxon white man, but you know. At the end of the day, man, I can't help my heritage. I was literally born here.
Yeah, but fuck Canadians. No, I'm kidding.
Bro, y'all, anybody who's that nice has got something to fucking hide. Y'all motherfuckers are doing something up there.
What do y'all like, feet or some shit?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're all like up there like doing fucking bestiality. I don't know if it's like a thing for them to all fuck moose or something. I don't know. They're covering something up, bro. It's like Tom Brady. Bro, Tom Brady spikes kittens into the concrete. There's no way that guy is that good.
Oh, dude, my you know what's
Tom Cruise definitely hits old ladies with glass bottles. There's no way that guys who are like that good are that good. We're all like, I was talking, you were here in the room. Keanu Reeves is in fact the same, but you know what? Keanu Reeves is like a little bad boy. Like he looks like you know he's a rascal. He knows he's a rascal, and so
he might be the second coming. I don't know, man. The resemblance is uncanny.
Bro, to white man depictions of Jesus, bro.
Exactly, that was the point.
Bro,
yes.
Jesus had hair that was like the wool of a sheep.
Jesus looked like Shaft.
Bro, I ain't never met listen, I don't know what the guy looked like. I don't think the book is true. I think that's all of it's full of shit. But anyway.
Anyways, back to the new champ.
Bro, we're talking about philosophy here, man. We was about to talk about theology, bro. Who's gonna tickle my brain pussy?
Brain pussy.
Oh, I need to put that on a shirt. That's a good one. Tickle my brain pussy. Bro, Alexa Grasso got it done. She looks so good, dude. She looks so good.
Yeah.
Bro, what do you think was I don't mean to digress from her. We're going to talk about her a lot. But what do you think was a bigger upset? Juliana Pena taking out the lioness, or this? What do you think was a bigger upset, bro?
Fuck, that's a good question, man. I don't know.
Which one was more shocking to you when it happened?
Probably, I hate to say it, probably Pena.
That one did it for me more too. Yeah. It was like I was,
because the bitch is sloppy.
So and also like the lioness fell, and then so too did the bullet, right? Like it was like the precedent was set by La Leona, right? Like it's like, oh shit, what the fuck, they can lose? Wow. And so now it's like, well, remember what happened? And like it was so similar. It was so similar the way the fight even went.
Kind of.
Like got her with a good bink, took her back, choked her out.
But like the difference for me is like,
there's definitely differences, but like,
okay, look, for me is like Juliana's a sloppy fucking striker. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Her
jab looked amazing. Her jab was great that night. Her jab was great. Her jab won her that fight.
Juliana, I don't know. She kind of just bullied her. I don't know, dude. Where the fuck was it the second time they fought? Where was it the second time they fought? Because it wasn't fucking there.
Oh, bro. What happened is La Leona looked at the fucking tape and figured out how to appropriately counter. She worked in her uppercuts really well, and she was working in her check load. Like
I do not.
La Leona made maybe 3 real life adjustments for Juliana Pena and beat her fucking ass. That's what happened.
How many times have you seen fucking Juliana Pena whoop someone's ass in striking? When have you ever been like, man, Juliana Pena striking? Like, that's fucking Alexa Grasso's goddamn ticket. Like, everyone knows, like, whoa, that's a fucking striker. Like, so, like, I think that's where it's, to me, it's different.
I can see what you're saying is that it was like
She's
shocking.
way more polished.
It was shocking whenever Juliana Pena came in and was taxing Amanda Nunes standing up, because that wasn't anywhere where they were expecting the fight to be competitive, right? Whereas you were expecting the fight to be competitive while they were standing. Like Alexa Grasso's a known striker, so she's going to go in there and be fucking game as hell standing up, and you weren't necessarily expecting that out of Juliana Pena.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then, like, the second time they fought, she was just like, she was crossing her feet and running like striking. She
looked way out of her depth.
Yeah, dude,
way out of her depth in the second fight.
It was bad. I felt like Amanda just wanted to punish her. Like she could. There's several times she could have finished her.
Bro, it felt that way.
But she was just like, "Fuck that, bitch, get back up."
It felt that way. It really did. I feel that.
Yeah.
But
and then okay, Grasso, like, she's like, Juliana was the bigger upset, but Grasso was still like, I don't know, man. Like Shevchenko has like almost this like air of invincibility.
Right.
But that last fight with Tyler Santos was like, wait, what the fuck? You were getting outstruck.
Right.
So
right, bro.
There was
the
a
last
lot of
fight. The last fight kind of made me go. I mean, like, bro, wasn't it? It was a unanimous decision, but she lost a round or two on every card.
Yeah.
Every judge said that she had lost a round in that fight.
Yeah,
at least one. And so, you know,
was it split or unanimous?
It was, I believe it was. I can't remember, but I remember that she at least lost a round on every judge's card. Which I mean, it's a 5-round fight, and so we're like, oh my god, 5-round fight. She lost a round. Oh my god, she's not invincible. But then the next fight, she fucking lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was you could, you know, Amanda lost, and then she kind of stopped looking as invincible in her last fight. But bro, her confidence and stuff. There was no picking against her.
I mean,
there was no picking against her.
With who?
Valentina Shevchenko, if you're being serious. Like, if you were really trying to bet your house on it, no one was betting against her if your house was on the line.
No,
I have a buddy who took a little bitty parlay on a submission win for Alexa. It was a -2,000 payout. Yeah, -2,000 parlay on fucking -2,000 odds on a parlay for a submission win and he hit that lick. I was really proud of him. Like, well, you're gonna pay your rent this month with that, huh?
I wish I knew what that meant. I don't know the math when it comes to betting.
So if you were to
don't explain it to me, buddy. Fucking shit.
Well, like saying you don't understand is like a low key invitation.
I know it is, but let's talk about the fight, because then I'm still not gonna follow, bro. I'm still gonna be like, okay. Anywho,
sure.
But
the point is, it was a big payout.
Yeah,
like the
I would imagine it was.
Yeah, the bigger negative number, the bigger money you get, and it was a big payout for him. And no one thought it was going to go that way, man. Like, no one thought it was going to go that way. No one was really picking that, thinking that was how the fight was going to go. If you were taking that bet, it was like, maybe, you know. And it was it was a legendary moment, bro. Like, it's something that, like, if you watched it live, you're never going to forget it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, dude,
it was crazy, right? Like, seeing, bro, whenever she fucking pulled her hand off her, bro, it was a fucking face crank. She went under the chin, bro. She fucking Khabib'd her.
You can actually put someone to sleep even with like the hand over the chin, but it takes a lot of strength,
bro. Whenever she let go of the grip, you could see the white, the white, like you could see where like she had squoze her so hard. Like, if you ever like just squeeze your fucking hand real hard, like really hard,
the pressure on her fucking face.
Yeah, bro. Like, her fucking, like, she had no blood left here, bro. Like, here, like, there was no blood in her fucking mouth at all, where she just had it squoze out of her, bro. Like, getting juiced like a lemon, bro. Crazy grip strength. I didn't know. Like, man, that girl got some grip strength, homie.
Yeah,
she probably choked the fuck out of me.
CrossFit, bro.
God damn. Yeah, jump on some boxes, bitch.
Dude,
do some kettlebells, motherfucker.
She, like, okay, one thing also that was kind of interesting was she was outstriking Shevchenko in the first round. She caught Shevchenko with the jab cross and then the hook, and Shevchenko was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, if when you watch the replay in between rounds, yeah, they were clean, and like it meant like Shevchenko, like, she would square up for like a second, maybe not square up, but she definitely had to like catch her balance. She'd be standing there, you know, with that crazy Muay Thai stance. She's real flat-footed. Shevchenko's real flat-footed. She doesn't necessarily stay on the balls of her feet, but neither does Grasso. So I was kind of like, okay. Which any striking coach will tell you, don't do that. A lot of them like to do that though, because you can sit down on your fucking shot.
And when you're that small, you need, you know, to get the extra power.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. I could see how. I have, like, whenever like I'm fucking boxing with someone who's bigger, I definitely have to, like, I don't have the power that someone like you.
Well, I'm like,
have.
I know as a big guy, I have to be on my toes, like, or else I'm like your balance will be off.
Also, you can probably arm punch someone and knock them the fuck out. It'd be fair.
What now?
Huh?
Arm punch?
Arm punch meaning you don't put like it's just arm. It's not like your body behind it.
Oh yeah, I could definitely pimp slap someone's consciousness out of their body. There's no question, bro.
Bitch.
Yeah, there's no question, bro.
Yeah.
Just like a good, yeah.
But like for me, it's like It's very unlikely. I have to really put my fucking. I really have to like turn my hips and everything into a shot. Anyways, but yeah, like she was definitely landing shots and shit. And so I was like, oh,
they were
shit.
crispy 1-2s that were landing with tremendous effect, and you could see it like literally.
But Shevchenko, she has
Shevchenko and
such good fucking wrestling, or it's almost like the Greco-Roman where it's all like upper body. So she'll do the whole like she'll get her underhooks and then like do like almost like a I don't know, Muay Thai sweep, because Muay Thai guys they can't hook the leg, but she'll like upper body, and and then she'll like just
It's like a Greco-Roman trip.
yeah. I guess it would be that, right? But yeah, that, and then she started shooting on her like on Grasso, and you started noticing where Grasso was like she wouldn't commit her shots. She would try to keep her hips away. Like she wouldn't commit to not her shots. She wouldn't commit to her punches. Because in MMA, you say your shots, everyone automatically assumes it's you're referring to fucking take down like a shoot. But anyways, she wasn't committing to her punches. She was trying to keep her hips away, and like dude, Shevchenko was like changing levels outside of like just from far. I was like, holy fuck, okay. She definitely felt threatened by by Grasso striking, and yeah, man, it just took that little second where she threw that spinning kick, and Grasso. At first, you always hear a post-fight speech where someone's like, "Yeah, we trained for that," and it's like, really, that certain encounter.
Did you see that video?
Yeah, I did. That's what I was gonna get to. Yeah. So it's like, oh, okay, maybe you did.
It's like, yeah, we actually literally trained exactly this finish. Like, she's going to throw a spinning kick. I'm going to crowd her. I'm going to take her back. I'm going to get my hooks in, and we're going to choke this bitch out. And that is exactly what they fucking did. Like, they literally watched the tape well enough to know that, like, we have this skill, and she likes to throw this technique. And when she throws this technique is your opportunity to try and get an advantageous position. Like, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to get at with the John Jones Stipe conversation. We're like, bro, they're gonna watch that fight and they're gonna know exactly what fucking techniques they like to throw and exactly when to do what. And like, bro, it's a fucking science at the top, bro. It's a science. And like, it's a testament to her team. It's a testament to her training. It's a testament to her ability to actually retain that knowledge and bust it out in an intuitive setting, like in an actual live fight. Like, just, man, it is an actual testament to everything they're doing over there at that gym. And like, she is a bona fide champ, bro.
Her dad is the coach for her and Irene Aldana.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
she's coached by her dad,
Frank Grasso. I think that's Francisco, I think is his name.
Whoa.
Yeah. Her dad is her coach. And
I watched the embeddeds and everything. I don't think they ever even mentioned that.
Yeah, I actually, it's crazy because when I was
that dude's real low key with it.
Yeah, that's, which I appreciate. You know what?
Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Fuck yeah. Hey, I fucking
Lil Wayne
said that.
That's a Lil Wayne line.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, he's also like the coach for Irene Aldana.
Yeah.
Irene Aldana? Yeah. He's also her coach, which supposedly she was supposed to fight Raquel Pennington in San Antonio, but now I think that fight fell out, so they're trying to make the fight between her and
I know they're doing Sandhagen and fucking Cheeto Vera there, and I can't wait for that fucking fight. I'm planning on being there. Yeah, I want to see that.
I know, dude. I haven't bought my ticket yet. Fuck.
I don't think it's gonna. I mean, it's not a really loaded card, so we should be able to get them pretty late. Like, I think there'll be tickets. There will be tickets.
Sorry.
They tend to do Texas real dirty because we've been so good to them for so long. They know that they're gonna get their ticket sales. They can just fucking slop together any dog shit card, and we're gonna show up in fucking droves because we love fighting here. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas if you're gonna go to fucking bumfuckville, Wyoming, like, you gotta fucking slap together a real goddamn card to get the crowds there. You know what I'm saying? So
it's Texas, bro. There's nothing better to do if your butt fight.
Bro, are you kidding? There's literally everything here.
I'm just talking shit.
Listen,
do we got mutual combat law here?
Huh?
I know you fucking nerds would know.
we absolutely have mutual combat.
Oh, yeah, I'm so hard right now.
So I got I got into it. I've gotten into several fights and several.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the footage, bro. Hold on. Wait,
God.
What did you just say?
Do not shout that shit out.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to.
All you need is one cop.
One cop. I got Warren stock.
Say it out loud.
Also there can just be witnesses. Like the witnesses can say no, they agreed to fight. Like I've literally had cops come up and be like,
I got warrants. I can't have a cop present.
oh yeah, I mean yeah, right. I've always got a warrant. Midnight Rider, dog. They ain't gonna catch me.
I'm about to pay a lot of that bullshit off.
Man.
Anywho,
You literally just go to mutual combat, beat the shit out of each other. Whoever walks out, whoever standing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, literally every time that I've gotten into a fight and the cops showed up, they were like, "Did y'all agree to fight?" Like, yeah. Like, all right, it's mutual combat. Y'all fuck off. It was literally like that's mutual combat. Y'all fuck off.
see, I didn't know that existed until like fairly recently because I know Washington State had it. I only know because of that MMA fighter, something Jones, Houston Jones, or what the fuck? No, Houston Jones is that crazy fucking guy who like beats himself up on like Instagram and stuff. You know who that is? Houston Jones. Shout out Houston Jones. He's some white dude who like, okay, on one of the videos, he lets fucking Steven Thompson just leg kick the fucking shit out of him. And he just stands there and takes it. He's like swole though. He ain't a little scrawny dude. And then they test out like all kinds of weapons on him, like a mace, a goddamn medieval mace. You test that shit out on him. They shoot.
What is his bones made out of? How do you hit a guy? Like, where'd they hit him?
The thigh.
Oh, okay. Well, that's maybe.
Oh, you pulled homeboy up. There you go.
That's not fun, bro. That looks like that just
Yeah.
mashed up.
See, that's your people right there, bro.
Bro, white people are stupid. Listen. I tell everybody I have a half Puerto Rican Dominican child because I'm trying to breed the crazy out of my bloodline. I'm second generation non-murderer.
You didn't do real fucking good. Fucking half Dominican, Puerto Rican. Come on.
Hey, bro, listen. I'd rather him be fiery and spicy than like literally like maniac.
Just
like-
white and racist.
Like, bro,
Just
he is
joking.
like, bro, he is. As far as I'm concerned, 50% less likely to become an incel mass shooter at this point.
Okay.
Like, just real talk. Like, you
That's funny.
don't hear about no Puerto Rican Dominican mass shooters. Shit. When was the last time you heard of one? You know one? I don't know one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Then again, those
Well,
fucking.
that's a very small percentage of the population. So.
Well, since we're on the subject, bro, oh man, something happened in Matamoros, Tamaulipas, Mexico, which is actually the town where I was born,
Oh wow.
and haven't gone back since. No, I'm kidding. I've been back a few times, but family there still, dude. Okay, so apparently, I didn't know this, but I got a buddy who's kind of like knows a lot about what's going on down there because he's kind of like part of the system, not like the cartel system or nothing, but like, well, he's like the fucking I don't know what the fuck his exact title is, but he's like the fucking dean of like the fucking juvenile center like down there in the
He's
valley
like
in
the warden
Edinburgh.
of the juvenile though.
Yeah, exactly. And like they house like the most violent fucking like juveniles down there, like murderers and shit like that, rapists. And anyways, he tells me like because him and his wife, like she's like doing her PhD in psychology and he's got his master's in clinical
I might have
psychology.
mentioned this last time. Yeah, as well.
Probably. Okay, what he told me is like they're I guess they're really in the know on like shit that's going on in the border. They cross the border and they talk with the people there in the area a lot, like the fucking psychologists and shit over there. Well, anyways, there's a lot of fucking Haitians trying to cross through the border.
A lot of Haitians or Asians?
Haitians.
I mean, that makes sense.
Some
But-
mon ami.
Well, it's like, bro, Haiti got devastated, and then the Clintons pretended to go actually help, and then everybody stopped helping because the Clintons pretended to help, and so Haiti's just been like basically fucked up. for a while.
Right. But they're all trying to sneak in through there, and like, dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but supposedly somebody from South Carolina, a woman and 3 men.
She was getting a tummy tuck.
A tummy tuck, that's the story, yeah. That she went down there for a tummy tuck, and they were like mistaken for Haitians, and they opened fire on their car like immediately.
They Swiss cheese their minivan.
Hell yeah, that's funny that you said that. I literally commented that on someone's fucking, some like dude was like, oh bro, it's fucking ugly. Like as soon as like there's like some like brown on black violence, every black person is like, see, that's why we gotta keep him out of the country. Build a wall, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I'm literally like right next to you. It's funny to me. I don't get offended at all whatsoever because I'm like, hey, I mean, whatever. Like they're like, nah, fuck that. But you're cool, Noe. But the rest of those brown people, and I'm like, whatever, fucking black guy. Whatever, Tamir. Like, I remember there's this black dude one time at a comedy show. He literally was just went outside to call some Mexican people spics.
Oh my god.
God
And
damn.
I was just like, what the fuck? Where'd that come from, Tamir? I'm just fucking whatever. Say what's on my mind. I'm like, you don't get to use just being a Mexican.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
like, man, I would hope that the things that are on your mind aren't racist, heinous shit.
he was cool with me. I mean, it sounds fucked up, right? Like I should be angry, but I'm not. 'Cause I'm just like, I kind of am fucking stupid, and I thought it was funny too. I'm like, what the fuck, Tamir? You just called some like fucking spics.
Well, I mean, you know what's right for you. You know what's right for you. You ain't gotta fucking justify how you behave. You know what's right for you.
Like I said, he was cool with me, and I just thought like this motherfucker's trying to be funny or just being wild as shit, whatever. And so, but apparently some other guy didn't like it. Some other Mexican dude didn't like it, and he's like, fuck that. And so whatever, you know. And anywho, but yeah, like all the comments have been like super racist against Mexicans, and I'm like, I kind of don't blame you, but also what the fuck, dude, you know. But yeah, some like black dude was like, that's why I don't go like if I'm going to Mexico, I take my glizzy, his hot dog. No, he meant his gun.
Well, it's like how you even getting past the border and in and out of the border with that.
Yeah, exactly. But like you mentioned, I was like,
I'm
bro,
a felon. They know me. They're like, bro, we're searching you, homie. Every time I go anywhere, they're like, bro.
Round Rock now.
Yeah, well, like I really think that they have like a heat map. They just have trackers on all of our phones, and I'm just like a big red bleep everywhere I go. They're like, oh, red bleep. All right, you.
But that's
That shot on him to make him dumb and stupid.
Yeah, that's-
Like on Rick and Morty.
He'll
that's
be an
literally
ideal
what
passenger
the
now.
comment you made earlier is like what I had said was something to that effect. I had put like the guy was like, yeah, so I could put my glizzy on me, and I'm like, bro, you're gonna be sad as fuck with some 5'5" little brown dude and his fucking homies turn your ass into Swiss cheese before you even get your piece out.
Yeah, like, bro,
They've got
the
very
machine
great
guns.
weapons.
Yeah,
The cartel outmatches the Mexican military and government without a doubt.
yeah.
And now they have 3 UFC champions.
It's a beautiful country.
It really is beautiful.
And
I just
proud
got back
to
from
be
Cozumel.
a
That shit was
Mexican.
great.
We're not really from.
Americans don't like to get up in the morning, but they have to, so they do it.
But
the Cheech and Chong fucking dude. I always want to learn the Mexican national anthem. I remember that shit would come on like at fucking 2, 3 in the morning, like on the Mexican channels, like from back home. And it always sounded super patriotic. It sounded way better than the American national anthem, at least to me. And those motherfuckers, I think they sing it with like this or some shit, or their hand is rests different on their chest or something. I don't know. I forget. But yeah, dude, I always want to learn it, but that shit sounds wild. My mom don't even know it. She's fucking Mexican.
well,
So-
I guess you can't be too upset at yourself if even your parents don't know it and they're from there.
Yeah, no, she knew it growing up, but she was like, I think it's some shit of this, like, something about the bombs and shit, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's like some hellacious Warhawk shit.
And it's like something. I know the tune. I know the melody. I just don't know the fucking one.
Hell, bro, I don't know our national anthem. I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
Yeah, y'all are always butchering it too.
Yeah, whatever. But back to the fights.
Fucking went off on a crazy tangent.
We went off on a big O tangent there, but that's cool. Whatever. But the next fight on the card is Jeff Neal and who was it?
Oh, Shavkat Ramanov.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Put some respect on that man's name. I love you too, though.
Bro,
Neil.
people been avoiding that guy for a hot minute, and big respect to Jeff Neal for taking that fight because didn't nobody
The
want to take
balls
it.
on him, yeah.
Yeah, and he's actually probably the highest tier person in the UFC who likes and follows this podcast.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, so I'm always pulling for
Shout out Jeff Neal.
Yeah, shout out Jeff Neal.
That's
and
our
he
boy.
hands of steel, and he trains out of Dallas, so it's like
Fortis,
yeah, and so I'm like pulling for my Texans.
yeah, with the
And
general
like
safe side.
and he rocks with me, so it's like I'm always pulling for him real hard. And bro, to see like it was such a competitive fight. I'm really glad that they got their bonuses. I know that Jeff missed weight, and so it's really nice that he got his bonus after having his pay docked.
Oh, dude, that was cool as fuck. Yeah, I saw that in Dana White's post-fight speech, like, or conference, whatever. He was like, I don't give a fuck if he missed weight. I'm going to pay him. And I'm like, yeah, the motherfucker keep that same energy, like, more often. But, like...
Well, it's like he went in there and fought well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go in there and, like, make it in. I mean, it was fight of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody loved that. It was a crazy dogfight.
Also, I think Jeff Neal dealt with some shit outside, like in his post, after the fight on Instagram. He said people close to me know what the fuck I had to go through before this fight, but like, best
Well, I
believe
think
I'm
it
gonna
has
come back.
something. And DC and Joe kept alluding to, they feel like he was still dealing with some of whatever injury had put him out of his last fight,
Or illness, whatever
And
that
so
was.
whatever it was some type of something that took him out of his last fight, and there was some allusions to it from the broadcast team, and now with that interview
Yeah.
afterwards, it definitely seems like he wasn't fully recovered, or he was still in the process of rehabilitating, and he went ahead and took the fight, and he wasn't quite at 100%. But I'm not going to make any excuses for the guy. At the end of the day,
His stock still went up. Bro.
yes, he's a fantastic fighter. Dana White loves him. We all love him. And he had the fucking humongous balls of steel. He's hands of steel and balls of steel to take that fight against against who he fought, because
I like how you just gave up halfway. Whoever.
it's
the fuck.
Gamro, or is it no? It's
Nah.
Gamro's and Turner. Who did he fight
Yeah,
again?
Shavkat Ramanov.
Yeah, no one wants to fight that guy. No one wants to fucking fight that guy. So yeah, good on him. But man, what's his name? Sackrat? How do I say it?
Sackrat. What the fuck? That sounds like the most horrible racial slur for like an Eastern Bloc person. Fucking Sackrat. Oh,
We were talking about the Mexicans.
water Mexicans, fucking Sackrats. Fuck, bro. That's what I'm for. You know what? I'm forever calling Eastern Bloc people that shit. Yeah, whatever. Sackrat.
What is his first name? I have it's Rachmanov.
Shavkat Rachmanov.
Shavkat. What a fucking. I'm not Eastern.
Sackrat. Oh my god.
I've been drinking too and hitting dabs, bro. You gotta cut me some slack.
Armenians, Albanians,
The
all you
guy's
motherfuckers.
the guy's got like an Eastern European name that doesn't roll off my tongue well at all. And
I think Shavkat just sounds like I don't know why the fuck I know.
Shavkat, not Sackrat. Sorry.
Sackrat. Jesus.
Where did
Yeah,
that,
that's what I was thinking.
where did that come from? I'm so stoned. Oh my
Jesus
god, I'm such an
Christ.
idiot. But either way, let's just keep it moving because we've
Shavkat
been
Goldwing.
because bro, we've been talking for an hour and we ain't even through the fucking main card.
Good.
So let's try and burn through some of the rest of this real quick. So.
Oh man, hold on. I still want to like shed light on. I mean, let's be honest. Those three fights are probably the ones worth mentioning. So one thing I did want to ask is, okay, this is the most like top tier opponent that Shavkat has had, even better than Neil Magny. I don't give a fuck. Jeff Neal is better than Neil Magny in my opinion. But
Well, Jeff Neal's trending up, and Neil Magny's kind of, not necessarily. He's kind of on the back half of his career,
okay, fair. But like ever since Shavkat debuted, the fucking dream fight is him and
Kamzat.
yeah, Hamza Shemaev.
Yeah.
There you go. Dude. Like, what do you think, man? Like,
I think Kamzat beats his ass.
Okay, that's what I think so too.
Yeah. I think there's clearly levels to it, and I think that's why Kamzat got the rocket ship and Shavkat didn't.
Yeah.
Right, like
Shavkat.
but there's a reason why this guy is not on the same type of rocket ship that Kamzat is, right? Like, there's clearly levels to it. I think that I think they should be mentioned in the same breath. Like, I think that he's that good, but I think there's clearly levels to it, and like I think that everybody close to the situation understands, and that's why we're seeing the difference.
Jeff Neal, Burns comparison.
I like that. It's fun.
I mean like comparison as fighters, as opponents, like to whom they fought. Not so much like that fight, like this guy versus this guy. I'm saying Jeff Neal's an opponent to Shavkat versus Gilbert Burns as an opponent towards oh my god, Hamza Shemaev. I
Okay.
forget his name.
I can see what you're saying. You're trying to say that Jeff is to Shavkat what Burns was to Kamzat.
Is he though? Is he?
No, because Jeff ain't never fought for no strap. Like, at the end of the day, like there's levels to it, right? Like it was a good fight. It was a really good fight, and I think that they were entertaining fights in quite the same way. But no, dude, Jeff Neal is not as high profile a guy as Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns is a dude who challenged for the belt and like really stung the champ and like almost won the belt, bro.
Yeah.
And then turned around and fought Kamzat. You know what I'm saying? So and that isn't the trajectory that Jeff's been on. You know what I'm saying? It's just different
It's
trajectories.
all love, but you know, if
I
we
mean,
were
at the end
gonna,
of the day, like we're speaking facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I love Jeff Neal to death, but I'm not gonna sit here and like make myself look like a dumbass. You know, like it's true. Like he's got to win some fight. He's got to win a couple more fights. You know what I'm saying? Like he bro, championship where Jeff Neal's at. You know what I'm saying? Like until he's there, it's not the same category. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like we can speak factually on it. I love the guy to death. He's one of my followers, but we're gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
But so then you have Gamro and Jalen Turner, which was pretty fun fight. I'm a big Gamro fan. Gamro is good. Like he's really good.
He corrected someone. I thought he said his name is pronounced Matthew, because I always hear people say Mateus, and someone asked him, and he's like Matthew. I'm almost certain that he said that's how his fucking name's pronounced.
I have no idea. I didn't catch that in the interviews. I don't know how to say it, but I've heard him say it, the Gamro in the interviews. So I
don't know. I don't know if it's
but that's
even
good to know. Like that's fun knowledge.
Polish.
I have a friend, Kirsten, who would know. She's Polish. I'll text her this name and be like, how do I say this?
Text her right now, bro. No, that's not.
Bro, that girl, her and her old lady, they just like travel the world and do badass shit. I'm so jealous. Well, they don't just do that, but they both work remotely, so they just travel around and like fucking do badass shit.
Still jealous.
Yeah. Scissor each other. It's
Okay,
awesome.
so Gamro and Jalen Turner.
Which, I mean, we can just keep rolling. The next one was Bo Nickel and Jamie Pickett. Which, bro, how real is motherfucking Bo Nickel?
Yeah.
That dude's the real fucking deal. I also love
no
that.
Bickle.
I also love that he stuck to his guns and like got his first fight on the main card of a pay-per-view like he wanted. They tried to put him on some like prelims on some fucking fight night, and he was like, "The fuck?"
He
Fuck
said,
no.
"Get fucked."
Yeah, he said flat out, "Get fucked." Like I'm Bo Nickel.
It's funny, yeah. I'm Bo Nickel. That's his no Bickle is his Instagram handle, right? His social media handles.
I'm unfamiliar. That's
yeah,
funny,
no
though.
Bickle.
Bro,
Go ahead.
so then Cody Garbrandt against Trevin Jones. Cody Garbrandt looked like he was in the zone till the third round, right? Like he was in there like dancing it. But there's levels of this counter striking shit, and this is something that I talked about with the guys in the group text. Like someone like Anderson Silva, right? It seems like Anderson Silva mastered the art of presenting himself as a target. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas some of these guys who are really, really good defensive fighters who want to counter strike, they never give their opponent an opportunity to feel like there's really a chance to throw a punch at them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're always in the right spot, so there's no way to even appropriately throw a punch. So the opponent knows every time they try and throw a punch at them that they're exposed and about to get hit. And so they get locked into staring at the mirror the whole time, and I feel like that's what Cody Garbrandt did to him, is he was so defensively perfect and so good at his counter-striking whenever Trevin tried to overreach and go for strikes that he punished him, and it made it to where Trevin Jones didn't even know like how to interact with him in the striking to really try and get anything going. And so Cody never had the opportunity to really effectively counter-strike as good as he could have. And if you compare and contrast like what Cody Garbrandt is doing versus what someone like Anderson Silva was doing, who's considered the greatest counter-striker in mixed martial arts history, Anderson was always like putting his hands down and like leaning way in, right? And like putting himself in the line of fire, knowing that he was actively in a place where he could legitimately get hit. And then he would move out of the way. And then he was already in range to land bombs. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that some of these counter strikers need to. I mean, fuck, dude. I'm an armchair mixed martial artist, right? I'm fucking sitting on my fucking chair, and I'm not the one who's about to get punched in the fucking teeth. But I feel like some of these guys, like I feel like Cody Garbrandt is good enough to do what he did last night, but also take some risks by putting himself in a position where Trevin felt like he could hit him, right? Like if he presented himself as a target, and Trevin would go, "Oh, I can hit you now," and then he could dip and move out of the way and respond. And like I just feel like, and this is happening a lot across the UFC, where guys are just being too defensively perfect with the hopes of being able to counter-strike, and you're not going to be able to effectively counter-strike if you never set yourself up as a potential target, because no one's just going to come rushing in and do dumbass shit. They're smart enough to know that you're in the perfect position and then they're not going to be able to get a strike off on you. And so if they know they can't land, they're not going to go for it. And so you have to make it so that they feel like they can land.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you get
know?
knocked out, bro, it fucks with you a lot mentally.
And man, Cody has had them lights turned off.
Yeah, dude. So
And
you become way more like conscious of it and cautious as a
and
fighter.
And I'm not trying to say, I'm trying to speak generally on like the top tier counter strikers in the MMA right now. It seems like this is like a thing where people have gotten so defensively perfect by and large. But I understand, like, bro, once man, some people get binked and their chin never comes back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I get it, bro. Once you get binked, you want to be really extra cautious. And I'm not trying to hate, right? I'm just saying that, like, by the end of this fight, the fans were fucking booing and, like, they're foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, but
like,
I think for Cody, it's like, I need to get a win. And I can't risk getting knocked the fuck out. And, like, I am nowhere near the level to be kind of, like, trying to, like, draw comparison or anything, but like, dude, there's times when like I'd be like you know, like when I was younger, I was way more carefree and way like as far as like when I first started training and stuff, when I would spar, like I was way more carefree and not as cautious and more kind of like not impulsive, but like I would think way less like when I would like get in sparring and like and I would just, you know, react more. And then there's a few instances where I got fucking caught pretty good. One where I got like flash knocked out, where I got caught and I don't remember getting hit. I just remember like looking up and being like, what the fuck? And like the guys were like, you alright? And I'm like, what happened? You know, and they're like, oh, you threw a jab and he hit you with the cross over the top. And I'm like, fuck. You know, and then that never happened. I've been like head kicked and then like, you know, I lose my balance and like, whoa, what the fuck happened? You know, like I've been clipped. But I remember one time I got knocked out and it was just like yo, you know, like damn it, my daughter's calling me. I'll call her back in a second. Yeah, but
we'll wrap it up quick after this, man.
Yeah, but like it made me way more cautious. Like, and then it fucking, dude, like it definitely like it. Your fucking whole mentality, your whole like the way you approach it changes. You're like, okay, I gotta be careful, and I can't let that happen again. And all that thinking you're doing is just you can't think. You have to just react.
Yeah.
Like that's why they do fucking like, you know, like mint drills and all that shit. It's like just get your reactions up. Don't fucking think about like thinking. Just make this muscle memory.
Yeah, it's got to be a thing where you're not thinking. If you're thinking, you're getting in your own way. That they talk about this in sword fighting, the samurais. You know, it's like if you're taking time to think, then you're a step behind in this sort of fight. But bro, how bad Duplessis beat Derek Brunson's ass? Wasn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I mean, they had to throw in the towel. This corner threw in the towel, bro. By the end of the second round, Derek Brunson was so fucking tired, bro, that, like, he wasn't even defending himself, bro. The last few fucking shots, do you remember those last few shots he got hit with at the end of the second round, bro? It's like he closed his eyes and forgot he was in a fight for a second and just got fucking hammer-fisted and a big hook, bro. And he was just, like, out of it, like, not even defending himself at all. I couldn't believe that they didn't stop the fight right then, but it was right at the end of the round. And so they, like...
Threw in the towel.
Yeah, they threw in the towel. And, like, I honestly wish more corners would do that. Because, you know, I'm all about protecting the fighters, man. If you can see, you know your fighter.
Don't you think, like their percentage comes into play, though? Like... Because
nah, bro. If you're a coach, if you're paid to coach,
well, the thing is, like,
then it's your job to make that call.
Yeah, I know, but they get a percentage. Like when I remember when I was a kid, and like.
Are you saying that they're not throwing in the towel because they're thinking he might win, and they want that bigger percentage on the win purse?
It could very well.
Bro, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, if your fighter's in such a bad way that you're having to consider throwing in the towel, and the thought that crosses your mind is that you want to gamble on getting a slightly bigger paycheck instead of...
Yeah, but they might think, like, I'm like, just fucking, come on, just, like, it's like when you got a fucking horse in the race, it's like, just come on, coach, just a little bit, hold out to the end of the round, but they were like, dude, no, like, they knew, like, he's fucked.
Well, he held off to the end of the round, but then, like, they didn't let him walk back out. They were like, no way, bro, that's crazy.
Well, they threw in the towel. Well, they couldn't. They're like, dude, I don't give a fuck, it's done, he's done.
Yeah.
Like, the whole end of the round, but, dude, like, yeah, they take a percentage. I remember when, like, I was, like like my buddies when they would take fights, and I would hear the discussions, and even when I was like, I think about taking a fight when I was younger, and they were like, and then my coaches were like, okay, this is how it's gonna work. You're gonna from your like purse, you're gonna pay a percentage, this that do that, and yeah, that's why like McGregor would always tease Faber, or it was Dominic Cruz would always tease Faber. Oh, really? You're just gonna start promoting your other fighters after I just whooped your ass? Yeah, because they pay. He was their managers, and they have to pay their gym fees, and they have to pay a percentage like to their manager and their corner and stuff, and so yeah, it's like, I mean, you don't think that fucking
there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. So
That's
I don't know.
That's why I'm a big advocate for higher fighter pay.
I'm not saying.
That's why I'm such a big fan of Francis. He fucking fell on the spear for everybody.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, I get it, but don't be a fucking martyr. Just fuck, bro. Take care of you and your family.
Hey, listen, that guy was a literal slave. He's made so much money. He's gotten to wear gold chains and fucking ride on yachts and shit. He's lived his best life. He's got enough money to live comfortably for the rest of his life. He's fighting for everybody else, and I co-sign. But I want to. That's as far back as I want to go on this card.
Go for it.
I do want to go and talk about just some of the highlights over the fights that happened between 284 and 285 real quick.
Okay.
So 284 was Andre Muniz and Brendan Allen, which Brendan Allen got the submission in the third round. Remember that fight, Brendan Allen? Brendan Allen's 21-5.
Yeah, I kind of walked out on that one.
Augusto Sakai got him a W. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about on this card, because hell, the main event was supposed to be Nikita Krylov and Ryan Spann, and it got canceled, right?
Yeah.
So this card really didn't come through the way we were all hoping to. But bro, Tatiana Suarez is back.
Oh, I love her.
Bro, Tatiana Suarez is the next motherfucking champ, and she won at flyweight, and her intentions are to drop down back.
Yep.
It was just her first fight, so she won, and they gave her Montella De La Rosa, who's a like wrestler.
Yeah.
Like got some chops on her. And so it wasn't like, an easy fight they gave Tatiana at the weight class above where she typically fights, and she still managed to win that grappling fight. And so, bro, she's going to go down a weight class, and it's going to be like, oh my fucking God, just like it always was. So I'm really excited for her to be back. I think that's like one of the that's one of the main things I wanted to get at on this before, like, if all things are said and done, Tabib is back, bro.
Oh, you call her Tabib? I love her, bro. I think she's fucking beautiful.
Isn't that a fun nickname too?
Tabib. She, I don't know, man. Something about her, like, she reminds me of like a girl I used to date, like, and also she, like, I don't know. She's got like, there's girls that like this. You know how sometimes there's just a look that you like in a girl.
Mm.
She's kind of got it, and there's girls that she reminds me of that I like had crushes, and I'm just like,
well, she's a very beautiful woman. There's zero question about it. She's super beautiful, and she's indomitable. She's done beaten fucking cancer. She's been in the Olympics and shit. Like, she's a champ, bro. Like, no shame in being attracted to Tatiana Suarez.
No. It's just there's a comment that one of my buddies made, and I'd rather not repeat it. And it's just like, what the fuck? And sometimes I feel like just punching them in the fucking jejunum.
Well, one fight that I want to see is Tatiana Suarez and Erin Blanchfield, who was she fucking wrestle fucked Jessica Andrade.
She outstruck her too.
She did, bro. She looked good. Like, Erin Blanchfield is the real fucking deal,
Her
bro.
striking is better than Tatiana's, at least from what I've seen.
Oh, Tatiana's striking isn't top notch, but her wrestling is so absorbently bad.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's her money.
Yeah, bro. And I think that she would absolutely wrestle fuck Erin Blanchfield. I think that Erin Blanchfield would have some advantages on the ground, but I don't think there's a woman in the world who can out wrestle Tatiana Suarez, to be real honest. Like, I remember whenever she was on the come up, bro, watching the fights that she was doing, it was insane. Like, I'm a big believer, bro. I'm a big believer. And also, like, I like to speak hyperbolically so that I can get the people who are watching kind of hyped up. What's up? Get behind that Tabib train, motherfuckers.
Tabib.
Yeah. Well, that's all I really want to talk about on this one, right? I mean, Zach Pauga got him a 3-round decision. Jamal Pogues got him a decision. I mean, this is all decisions.
So we're planning on going to go see, driving down to San Antonio and seeing the fucking fight.
That's the intention, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm planning on being there. If you want to tag along, come on.
I'm going.
And then, so that takes us all the way back to 284. And so let's kind of take one quick look ahead real quick. We're at 285. We got a fight night that's being headlined by Peter Yan and Merab Dvalishvili. That's a really fun fight. And then you've got Alexander Volkov fighting Alexander Romanov. That's a real fun fight. Nikita Krylov got and Ryan Spann got moved over here, and they're doing that at a catchweight now, which is kind of weird. But so they went from being a headliner to not even being a co-main now. That sucks. Bantamweight, they're going to have Said Nurmagomedov fighting Jonathan Martinez. Anytime you have a Nurmagomedov fighting in there, it's going to be fun.
Sid.
Ricardo Ramos versus Austin Lingo. That's going to be a fun fight. Those are both bangers. That's going to be a fun fight.
Which one was that? Repeat that one more time.
Ricardo Ramos versus Austin Lingo. You familiar with either of those guys? They're both on the come up, so like it's not guys I would expect everybody to be really, really on top of. But then, we get UFC 286, the rematch of Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. And as well as that, you got Justin Gaethje and Rafael Vazeev. What a fun main and co-main, bro.
That's gonna be a banger.
Yeah, bro. So, I mean, you think that Leon throws another fucking another fourth quarter Hail Mary for a win, or you think Kamaru fucking comes in and wrestle fucks him?
Wrestle fuck. He wants that back, bro. And not just that, like they're fucking incentivized to be champion. They get more fucking money.
Man, Kamaru been being kind of ugly in his interviews, man. And like that's not the like Kamaru I'm used to.
Wait! I haven't even seen this. Fucking enlighten me, bro.
Oh, Kamaru been talking about like, man, Leon ain't even that good, and like talking like shit, like talking like actual like real shit, like saying that like bringing into question like the validity of Leon Edwards' championship and shit, and like actually like just saying that guy ain't very good. Like saying some disrespectful shit. Reminded me of how Joanna Jacek was treating Rose Namajunas the first time they fought.
Yeah.
Like kind of like bullyish, kind of mean. Like, and it's like I don't know, man. Kamaru's always been like bitter, bro. Like he's always been real respectful and kind and shit. And like that's one of the things that I've always really liked about the guy.
Yeah, he would fucking.
He's a good dude. You know, I don't want a heel version of.
I don't know,
Kamaru,
dude.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. He's always seemed like he never really wants to give someone their roses and shit. Like,
and that's what's happening. Is it's like this is definitely the moment where like that dude took
I don't know, bro. Like in his interviews, he always kind of come off a little bit like an egomaniac. He's always like, but he's really that good. Like even when he was on Rogan's podcast, when Rogan was like, oh, this guy or that guy, he's like, I don't know. Yeah, he's good, but I don't know. Is he really that good though? Like, and like there were certain times when he was just like, well, what the fuck, dude? Like.
Yeah, that Rogan interview, there was definitely a couple moments, but also there were some really great moments in that interview as well. He had some really, really dope moments in that interview. But
I don't know, bro. I'm not a fan of that guy.
Well, we all have. Well, I mean, I was a fan. I am a fan. It's just I wish that he was being a little bit more respectful in his interviews right now. And it definitely seems as though whatever mask he was wearing before is definitely falling off, and we're seeing.
Holy shit, I'm like right in the fucking front of the camera.
We'll sit back a little bit then.
I know. That's hilarious.
So everybody
Notice
just
me.
take a look at my fucking beard line. But
so like I was saying. All right, anyways.
But the next one, the last fight that I want to cover is Justin Gaethje and Rafael Vazeev. Who do you think takes that one?
Gaethje.
Yeah. I mean, come on, bro. How you don't bet against guys being cornered by Trevor Whitman. That's just the truth. Like sometimes you lose, right? But like it's the safe bet, right?
Unless it's Cookie Monster versus no.
Yeah, I mean, but again, so that night was I think he's all three of their fighters. No, Justin won, but you know he's had some hard nights. But like, bro, you don't typically bet against that guy.
Yeah, nah, dude, I'm not. Yeah, what do you call it?
I'm a big.
I mean, it'll be a matter of time before fucking Mexico has no fucking champs. It's like Africa held 3 for a while.
No, they got none.
And now fucking it'll be a matter of time before it'll be like, who? What? Mexico? They have MMA fighters? What? So let's ride this wave, bro. Let's just enjoy this.
Enjoy your moment in the sun.
Oh yeah, dog. I'm gonna go buy a Mexican soccer jersey and shit. I love football.
Bro, one fight that's coming up that just got announced recently that isn't close enough for us to be catching it on our typical go through right now is Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal. Ain't that a fun fight?
Dude, I used to be a huge Masvidal fan, and like no bullshit. Like before he got like really big, I used to preach to everybody about him. Like, dude, this guy's really good. His technique is really crisp, but just sometimes he's hesitant in his fight. He doesn't pull the trigger. I remember the first time I saw him fight, he fought KJ Noons in Strikeforce, and I remember what it was like. We had I think I worked for Dish Network at the time, back in my hometown. So you get free all the channels. Yeah. And or was it? Yeah, so I would watch the Strikeforce fights on Showtime. I was like, oh, another promotion. And I remember watching like Masvidal like on Strikeforce, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And I just like how he kind of stood like a Muay Thai fighter, but he was predominantly like a boxer. Like his hands were where they needed to be.
Yeah.
He was one of the first guys that I remember seeing when I was younger that had very crisp technique. And like when I was a kid, I started training like in 2011, and like the sport and the striking was still kind of real muddy.
Yeah.
So like there wasn't really standout guys. Like there wasn't no McGregor's, man. There was an Anderson Silva, but I still feel like strikers were not like on par with still a lot of kickboxers. So when I would watch Masvidal, to me it was just real pretty. Whenever you would
to see someone utilize boxing that effectively, right? Like
boxing,
it was almost always kickboxing or Muay Thai that was being utilized in MMA, right? And to see
it was just something about Masvidal, man.
Boxing,
yeah. Like I would watch him. I'm like, okay, that looks cool. It looks pretty. There were certain guys that I would watch like that. I was just like, damn, like I feel like that's how it should look. And I remember
perfect technique. It's perfect technique.
His reaction time too. Like I remember there was a point where I think KJ Noons either slipped or shot for something, and Masvidal just like switch kicked him, like his lead leg, just boom, head kicked, and it was just like whoa, like this guy's shit. But then he fought fucking Gilbert Melendez for the title, his next one. And he was just like not pulling the trigger, getting hit, and just smiling. And I'm like, "What are you doing? This isn't the last guy that I just saw." Like, and I remember when he made his debut, when Strikeforce got bought out, he fought Tim Means, and I was a big Tim Means fan because to me, Tim Means is like, you familiar with him?
Oh yeah,
Dirty Bird,
mm-hmm.
Bro. He's fucking huge, and his technique is real crisp. Everything's real like same. He turned Masvidal into a wrestler, and I remember when he fought Masvidal, like I was like, whoa, that's the guy he's making his debut against. I'm like, it's gonna be a tough fight for Masvidal. Masvidal was like, fuck this, I'm taking this guy down. And if you watch that fight, Masvidal was like, yeah, this guy's big, and he uses his reach the right way. He's like, dude, I fucking, there's just some fighters, bro, that I'm just a fan of, regardless of where they stand in the rankings. Tim Means is one of them, and for a while Masvidal was too, but then he got a little too big-headed, man. And like everyone's like, oh, man, it's like, I wish you motherfuckers would have known who he was before, so he's one of those guys. But anyways, I don't know, man. I think Burns is gonna fucking kill him.
Yeah, you think Burns got a big right hand? Burns got a big right hand.
Yeah. And Masvidal just get caught. Like I remember he there's two guys that he's fought in the UFC that I remember he got dropped by, and I remember thinking like, wow, he recovered. But one of them was Rustam Khabilov. Do you remember that guy? Rustam Khabilov was a Russian guy. I remember when his debut fight was against Vince from Hell Pichel. Have you heard of him? He was Ultimate Fighter. I
don't recall of him, but I watched all the Ultimate Fighter.
Okay, Rustam Khabilov fucking just German suplexed the fuck out of Vince Pichel. Like, he was a Russian guy, and he just German suplexed him into a knockout. Took his back, German suplex. Boom! Dropped him on his head. And then dropped him like 2 more times and knocked him out. And then he fought Benson Henderson, and that's where he lost. I think he went either to M1 Global or he went to Bellator. But yeah, Masvidal fought him and got dropped with the right. And then recovered, but got out-wrestled. And then Masvidal fought Darren Cruikshank. Do you remember him?
No fan.
Another kickboxer who came off the Ultimate Fighter. And Derek Cruikshank fucking nailed Masvidal.
I mean, I've seen every Jorge Masvidal fight that's in the UFC for sure. So I just don't recall these names offhand.
Okay, Derek Cruikshank, he hit him like Masvidal ended up winning the fight. I think Cruikshank was wearing some like purple fucking shorts or some shit. And don't ask me why I know that or remember.
I mean,
that's weird.
Those were the color shorts he was
Oddly specific. Or might have been Masvidal's fucking shorts. But yeah, like Cruikshank fucking just hit him with the right. Boom. And Masvidal went from like standing to straight down and then shot back up. He ended up winning the fight, but it was just like, you get kind of clipped. Like a lot. You eat that right a lot. And then same with fucking, look what happened with Usman. Look what happened with Darren Till. he ate the cross also, the left, straight left.
Mm-hmm.
So he's susceptible to the cross. The cross is your when you're standing, if you're Orthodox or Southpaw, it's the hand that sits towards your, I guess your.
Yeah, it's your power hand.
Yeah, exactly. And he's susceptible to it. I always see him fucking eat that shot. So he better be fucking careful.
Because if he gets caught with the right cross from Gilbert Burns hits harder than fucking Kamaru.
Probably.
And we saw what Kamaru did. It's one of those, is this his first fight since that happened?
Yeah.
He took a while off for a reason. He can talk all the shit he wants, but he took a time off for a while for a reason.
No, he fought Colby Covington.
Oh, that's right. That is right.
That didn't
Well,
go
that's pillow
right.
hands. He was fighting pillow hands, so
He got fucked up, bro.
yeah. It's
Pillow hands.
I mean, Colby's good. Colby's really good.
Yeah, he's not likable, but like he's effective.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Every interview that I've ever seen of him where he's like broken his character and being like a sincere guy, really, really sweet.
Seems down to earth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But he had to adopt that heel shit because he's in a promotion.
I'm surprised Brendan Schaub like got him to like be real on that one Food Truck Diaries, right? That he was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna do this interview unless you are yourself." And then Brendan Schaub like, ugh. But Brendan Schaub was like, I think people deserve to see who you really are.
Yeah, well, and Brennan does really well at getting all the people he brings on to kind of break the character. He got Triple C to break his character. He got a few. I can't remember all the others, but I know Colby and Triple C. He got them both to like be real motherfuckers for a little while. I'm a big Brennan fan.
Yeah, you know what? I don't mind him, but I've seen him live his stand up, and it's like,
Oh no, I've dude, his stand up.
yeah. And I
think
mean,
that listen, I think that doing the stand up is a formality so that he can get away with saying he's a comedian on his podcast, so he can say whatever the fuck he wants. I think that's all it is he's just trying to give himself that asterisk next to his name so that he can get away with being a fucking idiot.
he's had some moments on his podcast where he's funny, but I mean, I think a lot of people.
Oh, he's funnier on his podcast than he is on his stand up.
I think a lot of people are funny in conversation, and I think it's. I think a lot of people. I think almost anybody can be funny in conversation.
Yeah, I don't think that Brendan is doing his stand up purely for this. Well, first off, it makes money, right? Like his fucking meathead dum dums.
I think he really likes it. I think he really likes doing stand up.
Well,
it's
it's an opportunity for him to go out and meet his fans, and he has fans, and like they show up and they sell. Like, he sells out. Like it sells out. So like I'm not mad at the guy, but at the end of the day, I think that his comedy is at the end of the day really much more about getting that asterisk next to his name as a podcaster, so that he can say, "I'm a comedian," and now I get the "I was just joking, I'm a comedian" pass on every time he says something fucking that like the mob would want to fucking cancel him for because I'm a comedian. You know?
Yeah, I was fucking around.
Comedians I hear say he landed on third and acted like he hit a home run.
Man, he didn't land on fucking third though. He fucking got the Joe Rogan fucking stimulus package and is making more money than every fucking body right now. Have you seen how many podcasts that guys have? And have you seen how many fucking advertisees are fucking advertised on it? Listen, I've advertised with Andrew Schultz on fucking Flagrant 2. I know how much these goddamn ads run for. And I know how much, like, I have a fucking idea how much money that sumbitch Brandon Schaub is making through these podcasts, and it's a fucking lot.
You know what's kind of funny is
for
he's the fucking professional, the former professional MMA fighter, and Brian Callen makes better predictions than he does, and actually is a better. I think he's a better analyst, like as far as like.
Well, I don't know. I've seen the real interviews where I've watched the podcast where Brendan's being real about it, and he's like, bro, a lot of times I make these picks for the sake of being salacious and creating conversation. Like, Brennan a lot of times is saying shit for the sake of...
So almost like being the contrarian?
Yeah, he's the 13th man, the 11th man, right? The guy who's there to stick up for, the what if, this.
Like when Conor fought... Conor boxed Mayweather.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's his job to.
Okay, that's what I thought a lot of the time.
Exactly.
It's like he's got to be like trying to fucking promote.
Yeah, exactly. He says very frankly that he views it as his job to promote these fights and make it so that more people are watching it. And so, he just gets caught up doing promotion. Whereas I don't really do that. I'm more here to just talk shit and be a fucking dork.
I don't think it's every time though, because there's been times though, like when it's just him and like Rogan, like on Rogan's podcast. Where he's like, oh, I think like it's like you don't have to sell the fight. This isn't your job here. This is just you doing a podcast. And then Brian Callen will chime in, and they'll be like, what the fuck do you know? And then Brian's like, spot on.
Yeah. Well, Brennan's. Let's be honest. Brennan's kind of a meathead. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't.
Total meathead.
You gotta take what he says with a grain of salt all the time.
Not like I'm probably on par with him, except I'm just not fucking big.
Oh, bro. I mean, literally earlier I was explaining my CTE to you. So like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We're all fucked up in our own ways. But at this point, man, this has been like an hour and a half long podcast.
I literally just
I think that we can go ahead and turn this off. This has been going for plenty long. I think that
2 hours.
I think that everybody. Oh my God, no, it's an hour and 29 minutes. But so everybody who tuned in got to hear about John Jones. Everybody who tuned in got to hear about Valentina losing and Alexa Grasso getting it in. 3 Mexican champs. That I'm talking about. We talked about the fights between 284 and 285. We talked about the fights between 285 and 286. And we talked about some general MMA news and shit. So I think we've got all our fucking bases covered, homie. I think we did a good job today.
Yeah, we said some shit.
Hopefully that like 12 people really enjoy this shit. You guys, Armchair Army, appreciate everybody for tuning in. You guys are family. Love you all to death. Noe, appreciate you for coming in again, dude. It's becoming more and more regular, and I'm really enjoying it.
Hell yeah.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth.